Fine. Okay. Hi everyone, all the horse lovers out there. Hopefully my sound works better today. It's a bit windy. Just getting dressed. Got some important stuff to share with you today. Might save your life. Might save you breaking something. And it's going to be good for our horse. Okay, we've got a saddle on. And we better hop on. We're going to do rein positions today. But when we get on these guys, this is something I want to point out. Just check my gear. So, my horse here, I don't know how tall he is. We'd say around about 16 hands. Major's about 15 hands. That's a good height for me. It's easy to get on. This kind of tall. Okay, usually I have a mounting block here. Once upon a time I thought it was a sign of weakness to have a mounting block when I was a younger man. Now I think it's kind of convenient. But you've got to be careful. When I was starting a lot of horses, when I was, that was my job, doing their first rides, there's no way I'd use a mounting block because they were too dangerous. If you fell off, if it didn't go so good and you're right next to a mounting block and you fall backwards on that mounting block, you break parts you don't want to. Or you slip off it. So, but at the same time, you know, I could bounce a little better then too. I could get up a bit quicker. When we do this, when you're hopping on a horse, you've really got to make sure that you stay as safe as possible. No matter how trained your horse is, you've got to be better trained. Okay, as a horseman, you've always got to be on the defensive. If there's any motorbike riders out there, or people who, you know, that know people with motorbikes, if you're riding a motorbike on the road nowadays, you got to make, you got to ride your bike like everyone's trying to kill you. So, or they just can't see you. So, same with this. Even though you love this horse, never let your guard down. Okay, so I should hold this rein. Now I'm going to step up from the back. Now put in the comments about stepping up from this side. If you have an opinion on it, a lot of people do this one. Oh, and then they do this. Okay. I don't know about where you guys live, but in Australia, this was so we didn't get kicked by that. And we'd jump up there, athletic of course. By the time we're almost there, the horse will probably take off because your toe just stuck him in the ribs. And then they shoot forward and you just slap into that saddle like putting on your hat and away you go. But no, don't do that. I'd rather do this. Pre-turn stirrup. Use your upper body strength. Rein and mane. Front of the saddle. Pull that way, not that way. They're not. The horse's backs aren't designed to go that way. Okay, the pre-turn stirrup on the other side, foot goes in easy, none of this fiddling around when you've just hopped on a horse. Anyhow, I shouldn't really have my halter down there because that's dangerous too. Alright, so I'm up here, my horse looks reasonably calm. Right, let's get on with our job today. So what we're going to do is some turns and transitions, and we're going to have a look for softness. So softness will show through see how she stood up. I don't know if you saw that on the camera there. So she stood up and vertically flexed. Okay, so she just didn't just vertically flex and not stand up. Okay, same with you when you ride. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of lateral flex there and see if we got a little bit of vertical flex. Remember, we're just in a rope hackamore here. And I'm going to do a little bit of hind just to make sure she's soft. Only doing a little bit at the moment. This side, now there she's a little bit heavy on that right leg for some reason. So I'm going to go a little bit further because I want to finish on something nice. Now if she's not hurrying up, I can do that. Now that's sort of okay there. just check my softness again. She knows my pattern. I'm going to do a 4/4 U, but she's going to do it before I ask her. So here I'm going to go that way. That's nice. Now something I need to point out when you do these, when you're doing a 4/4 turn, this is in the real world, by the way, it's got to have a bit of forward in it. So there, just walked out on a bit of forward. I'll show you that again. Really, this 4/4 turn should be like a little circle. Okay, those ones you can speed up. Okay, they're good fun. The other ones, if you're in an arena, in a competition, you might have to be having your horse step backwards, like this. And if you're working on those, you could finish your turn with a backwards, couldn't you? Depends what your reward or what you're up to. I'd like you guys to do both. This is my spectator. It's drying out here. Dry for the subtropics anyway, not for the desert. And we're getting a few flies, and he's got his good eye. He's got a bit of fly trouble, so we're going to have to put some fly spray on him. All right, here we go. Can you come over around about here, Lamb? A little bit more. A little bit more. Yeah, I think that's good. You see me okay? Yep. Hopefully the sound's working today. I didn't do that clap thing, did I? Oh, should I do it on my horse? This will be good. I'll do two. I'm supposed to sync up my audio in case the other one doesn't work. Okay. You're in the way. Move him along. Go on. Go on. Go and stand over there in the shade. God. I'm going to herd a horse. Yeah, that's right. I don't care if you're blind in two eyes today. Stand over there in the shade. A little bit more. There'll do. Good job. Alright, he speaks English, I'm sure of it. Right, as I come in here to my marker, I'm going to get my weight back. Try to get my weight back and the horse's weight back and turn. That wasn't real flash. We'll do another one. That was nice. I'm going to put a bit of impulsion in the straight so you can see it. So there's my transition down. Here I'm going to ask for a little bit of soft feel, vertical flex, as I go around, just so you guys can see that the horse is carrying itself nicely and willingly. Okay? Trot it up, babe. It's nice, and here I release on the straight. Transition down with my seat, then use my reins for balance. Transition down with my seat. Come on. Okay, she lost a little softness there. You might have to rewind them back. I'll go the other way, and then I'm going to do full trot turns. It'll be a lot clearer for you to see in the full trot turns. So walk the turn, balanced, transition, transition. I came back a long time before she did. Transition. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. I don't care. Oh, I've got to talk through this as I do it. It's a bad habit when you actually ride horses. You forget to talk. So out of that turn, she was feeling pretty good, so I kept my soft feel of my collection as I departed, and I kept it into my straight because she was going pretty good. So she was nice. If you've got a greener horse who hasn't got such good forward, saying that, she's a short horse, but that was nice, so I kept the soft feel. It wasn't going to take any power out of my horse because she was anticipating a trot. So once you get them anticipating, this is the whole reason for the Southern Cross. Once you get them anticipating that transition and that gait that they're going to be doing, you won't have to ask them. They'll suggest it and you'll say yes. And that's the way you want to ride your horse, a thinking horse. They make a suggestion, you agree or disagree, and you work together. Sounds nice, doesn't it? All right, I'm gonna come close to you again, Liam. And no, you're good. You're good there. I think I'm not getting too big in the lens, am I? No. All right, I'm going to do a favourite side first, and we're going to do some trot turns, and then in a little while, that's that right leg again. Why is that? Get off it. You all right? Clearest way to know which side's been heavy on your horse is when you get back to the yard or back to the house. You just have a look at your jeans and see which side's got most marks on it. All right, and I know which side's going to be heavy today. This one. Get off it. I wish that was longer. All right, let's go, Chicky. Keep the trot. I'll come right around, Liam. That's a nice turn. I'm going to keep this off you. It's not bad. Come on, babe. Around my non-existent marker. Not bad. Here I'm going to drop the reins so you guys can see. Nearly popped out of the saddle. So I'm trying to exaggerate too much. So I dropped the reins to show you guys I'm not hauling on the reins to stop or I'm using the seat. You've got to get these horses going from rhythm. And I've showed you that when I did the bareback and bridleless, how you get your horse following your rhythm in the turn, and it only touched my string for balance. And that should be the same with these reins. You only touch them for balance, to collect them up. If you're using them for brakes, if you're using to haul on your horse's head, you shouldn't be allowed to have them. Okay? That'd put a lot of people out of business, wouldn't it? So I'm going to take it around to the left now. Now, during the week, I've practiced this 3 times. 3 times. And during the week, so on Monday, went awesome, fantastic. It was the best ride I ever had in my life. And that's saying something. And she was doing these real good at trots, and only did walk trot, just like I showed you guys. But the turns were just magnificent, really tight. But the problem was, when it came to Wednesday's training session, she was sore because she'd gone so hard on day one. And those of you who've ever been to the gym and think, I got this, and then about a few days later you're thinking, oh, I wish I hadn't done that. That's what happened. She really put in for me, but I shouldn't have allowed her to push so hard on her first session. So she was a bit sore, and then I had to take it wider on the next one and the next one. So I'll show, and I'm still going to do it because I know she'll give to me, but then she'll hurt herself a little bit. I've got to slowly, gradually bring it up because I'm supposed to be the trainer, the physical trainer here. So if I push her too hard physically, I'm going to wreck her. Okay. Come on, bud. Come on. So I've got to go big. I've still got a bit of a limp there for those of you who've got a good eye. Just popping out of soft feel every now and again. That was good. A little bit wider. A little bit wider past the landmark over here. She knows what I think sometimes. Okay, so, if this was my training day, I would do a few more of those in and out of contact, just to exercise that turn physically, okay? She's giving it to me willingly because of the method that we use, which is release-focused training, as you've probably found out by now. Okay, so that's going pretty slick. Now what I need to do is I'll get that pretty good, but this is going to get boring again. Okay, and I showed you in the Liberty thing, what happens is they'll start to slack off, not put in so much effort. So I need to keep cranking this up. That's going okay for what I need. Now I'd like some canter in here. So what I'd really like is to canter this little short straight, walk that turn, and canter that short straight. Okay, so that's my challenge for next week. So if you want to see that and see how good my homework goes, at the moment I'd have to put in too much pressure to get her to do that. To get her to do that during the week, I'm going to, first of all, I'll probably suggest it on the circle here around the center marker. And then once she's getting a bit excited, I'll be able to take her up and do a little bit in the straight. But the most important bit is going to be transition up, transition down, and the turn. Those are the things, not the canter. Yes, I want the canter, but I've got to get those things good, and then the middle bit gets better. Anyhow, that's the lesson for today on horsemanship. Now, when you hop off these guys, I'll just show you this quickly. When I hop off, I've got this foot out. You shouldn't do that, by the way. And I'm going to get a little bit of flex, a little bit of rein and mane. Front of the saddle, I like to hold on this bit here. And when I step down, I'm going to stay balanced. Okay, stay balanced, yeah. All right, and then slide on down. Now, if this all, I've done first rides on horses, you can't get off. So you've got to hop back on gently. Try to get them to where they'll let you off. And every time you do this, so you've got to, every time you do that, to lift your leg up. Anyhow, that's another story. Try to get it to where you can do that. Try not to kick them in the butt as you bring your leg across. And step down. Now, if this horse suddenly took off, I could go straight into ground schooling it straight away. Okay? And teach it not to do that. Then, for me, I'd hop back on. And off, and on, and off. Okay, thanks everyone. I hope you learnt some stuff today. Got some goals. I look forward to next week's lesson. And let's see how we go. We're getting canter to walk, turns and transitions on this piddly little Southern Cross with this big horse. See you then.